Hi everyone, welcome back to English with Max. In this video, we're going to look at how to use the word ever. This video is for people with an intermediate to advanced level of English, so if you're a beginner, you might find it a bit difficult. But if you want to watch it, that's fine. It might be easier if you turn on the subtitles. Before we get started, remember that you can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Not that I do very much on Twitter. Another thing, if you have an intermediate to advanced level of English, you might be interested in my Advanced English newsletter. I send it out every 2 weeks via email, and it is absolutely free. You'll find the link in the description. Okay, let's get started. Firstly, ever can mean at any time. It can be used in sentences about the past, the future, or the present. Let's see some examples. Number 1. Have you ever been to Disneyland? That means at any time in your life, have you been to Disneyland? So it's a sentence about the past. Number 2. If you ever go to Paris, you should visit the Eiffel Tower. That means if you go to Paris sometime in the future, you should visit the Eiffel Tower. Number 3. Nothing ever happens in that small town. This sentence is in the present tense. It's a long-term, current situation. Be careful here. You cannot say nothing never happens. That's what we call a double negative. We have nothing and never, which are negative forms, in the same clause, and that doesn't work in English, at least not in standard English. I know it works in some languages like French and Spanish, but it's different in English. Number 4. None of my colleagues have ever eaten snails. Again, we cannot say none of my colleagues have never eaten snails. That's a double negative because we already have the word none, which is a negative word. So you have to say none of my colleagues have ever eaten snails. If you want to use never, you need to say something like, my colleagues have never eaten snails. Number 5. This chocolate is the best I have ever tasted. And it's from Aldi. This means it's the best I have tasted in my life. Number 6. The smell in Frank's room is worse than ever. That means that the smell is worse than at any time before. You can use almost any comparative with ever. Better than ever, smaller than ever, bigger than ever, more important than ever, etc. Number 7. I went to my favorite restaurant and the food was as good as ever. That means that the food was as good as any time before. You could also say as bad as ever, as cheap as ever, as expensive as ever, etc. In some contexts, ever has a similar meaning to always or continuously. For example, as ever, my mother's cooking was delicious. That means, as always or as usual, my mother's cooking was delicious. Ever optimistic, Ethel only allowed herself 1 hour to get to the airport and she missed her flight. Here, ever means always. So this sentence means, because Ethel is always optimistic, she only allowed herself 1 hour to get to the airport and she missed her flight. I know that might sound weird, but when you think about it, People who often arrive late are very optimistic people. I know from personal experience. Number 3. I've been very happy ever since I met Frank. That means that I've been very happy continuously since I met Frank. I could just say, I've been very happy since I met Frank, but if you add ever, it's a bit stronger. Finally, we can use ever to add emphasis in certain constructions. For example, that was my first ever YouTube video. You can also say, that was my first YouTube video ever. That means it was my very first YouTube video, or my absolute first YouTube video. Ever adds emphasis to first. Another example, George will perform his last ever concert tonight. You can also say, George will perform his last concert ever tonight. That means his absolute last concert. Ever adds emphasis to last. Yes, there's more to George than meets the eye. And one more example. I would never ever go to a Justin Bieber concert. This simply means I would never go to a Justin Bieber concert. Never ever is a stronger, more emphatic way of saying never. There are a few more instances in which you can use ever. Yes, there are more, but I think those are the most common ones. If you want to see some more examples, you can click the links in the description. Now I have a small challenge for you. Go down to the comment section and write 1 or 2 sentences using ever. I will try to correct them for you. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Just in Frank's room. That's there. No.